I tried to stop 38 Spesh from dissing Jadakiss.
Rappers too fake, frontin' ain't have to move weight. You joined the gang at 30-something, that was too late. You think 38 give a fuck what a rap dude make?
Lights up, mics up. Let's get these likes up. Hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. Welcome back to Talking Facts, gang. Listen, it's about legacy at this point. I know a lot of you already know what's going on. 38 Spesh feels disrespected by Jadakiss because he believes that he bodied Jadakiss on a song called, I believe, Sunday School. Him, Jadakiss, and Benny the Butcher, they performed a classic track, which some people believe is a classic track, and many people believe, including 38 Spesh, that 38 Spesh got the best of Jadakiss. Well, 38 Spesh claims that he tried to get Jadakiss for another track, a different feature in the future, and he had already heard from Jadakiss that Jadakiss said, "Why you do me like that? You bodied me on that track," and allegedly, I believe he also said that Jadakiss' son said the same thing. So when he tried to get Jadakiss for another track, for another feature, 38 Spesh claims that Jadakiss was quote-unquote ducking him. He got so in his feelings about it, it seems that he wanted to let the whole world know. He went on Bag Fuel and started talking about how some guys, they don't always be as sharp as they used to be, and sometimes they run from the quote-unquote steel sharp and steel situation. So Jadakiss was kind of ducking him and wouldn't even take his money, his fee that he's supposed to get for a verse. He wouldn't even accept it. 38 Spesh said he had the money, Jada wouldn't accept it. So this is in the hip-hop world, gang, that's equivalent of taking a white glove and slapping a rapper across the face, declaring war. When you say a rapper, no matter how old he is or how legendary, when you say he's ducking the fade, he's scared to respond, he's scared to get on the track with you. He even went so far as to tell Jada to come outside, right? It's okay. You'll be all right. It was semi-disrespectful. It wasn't full-on disrespectful, but what he did do was wake up a bear. Jadakiss went and said, I'll be right back. I gotta go into the studio and do some samurai sword, right? He was gonna slice and dice. So he came back with a few bars for 38 Spesh and said something to the effect of, is this about a career or is this about a verse? He basically was saying, my career is longer than yours, young Padawan. You are but a student. You are but an apprentice. I am a master at this. My career is 30 years at this point. I was doing this back when Biggie was alive. We don't really have nothing in common. You may think you bodied me, quote unquote, on that verse, but it doesn't matter because my career is nice and strong. So at that point, for some reason, I don't know what 38 Spesh felt that Jada wasn't supposed to respond to him or defend himself, but one reason or another, that shot and another shot that Jada has said, they were light jabs, gang. They weren't that serious, but you got to understand 38 struck first when I told you with this white glove across the face, saying that Jadakiss was ducking him, right? But somehow, some way, 38 Spesh took offense to these bars, right? And at the end of the day, he went back to Bag Fuel and got upset because Jada had did the record on Aroma with Fat Joe. They previewed the record on their podcast, the Fat Joe and Jada, or Joe and Jada, or whatever you want to call it. And DJ Khaled was there, and they were extremely hyped about this Aroma record, right? These guys were kind of having fun with it. Jadakiss had the book bag on his back. He was kind of just throwing his jabs and making sure people know, listen, I'm Jadakiss. I don't have nothing to fear from nobody. So apparently that record Aroma and those jabs, Jada, let's just be honest, Jada even acknowledging 38 Spesh is a very good look. Let's just be honest. 38 Spesh clearly admires Jadakiss. Clearly, you don't make this much noise. You don't chase somebody around this much. You don't have this many chances to clean something up and make it worse because you're still in your feelings. He could have cleaned this up a long time ago, but he doesn't have to. He doesn't feel that he done anything wrong. So he went doubled down when he saw this Aroma video with Jadakiss with the book bag and Fat Joe acting giddy gumdrops. He went and started to get real greasy about it. He said, you guys are in your 50s talking about the aroma of drugs. Who is your core audience? Who are you trying to appeal to with this record? He went in, he took some low blows, gang, because I don't know if you guys know, but I'm going to let you know, 38 Spesh raps about cocaine too. So I don't know where this came from, where he's telling them you're too old to rap about drugs. You need to be talking about prescription drugs and this, that, and the third. Old man stuff, right? Well, I don't know how much further he is behind him if he's 41 too. But let's just stay focused. So at the end of the day, Jada gets wind of this. And a lot of other people get wind of this, starts to cause a whole ruckus because Jim Jones has stepped into the chat and for lack of a better word, told 38 Spesh, gang, you kind of out of your league on this one. I don't even like what you wear when you dress. You don't have a tank top under your hoodie, some nonsense. So he went at him about his gear. That made it even worse on 38 Spesh side because not only was he mad at Fat Joe for dancing around being a backup dancer like he called him, right? He called Khaled a backup dancer too. He heard Jim Jones talk about his clothes. That was it. That was all, folks. That's all he needed. He basically went, started saying, Jim Jones, we can't even talk to you because your house in foreclosure. What are you talking about? We can't talk to Jada because Jada scared and he running. And who the heck is the daggone militia in the landmines? He told, because Fat Joe told him once this stuff got kicking and going to look out for the landmines, right, in the militia. So everything came to a head at that point. What we end up seeing at that point was we saw that Jada was given a little bit of attention, but he really wasn't paying attention, right? We saw that Fat Joe was given a little bit of attention, but he really wasn't paying attention. We saw that 38 Spesh felt a real way. And at that point, 38 Spesh was basically deciding that it was full-on war. He went back up to the podcast, started talking even crazier about he's independent. These guys don't own nothing. They ain't no bosses, this, that, and the third. And what I did at that point, gang, I decided it was time for me to make my video because guess what? I may not be on these guys' level, but I do have a little something, a little voice in this culture, right? End of the day, I said, listen, 38 Spesh, listen, I like you, my guy. I like your music. You are on the up and up. You are coming up. You are a gem in this space. You're going to be very, very well received if you stay focused and do your job. We like you out here. The worst thing you can do is come across the line and start coming at a legend in a negative way. Simple fact of the matter is, once you do that, we're losing the plot. The legacy at that point is in danger. We already have established that Jadakiss is a legend. He's beloved. People like Jada. They don't really give Jada a lot of slack because they understand what he's done. His pedigree is solid. Even when 38 Spesh was walking through the hood after he had declared war on them, he heard music from Jadakiss on the car speakers in the hood that he was walking through, dapping up, shaking hands, gang. So Jada already a legend. I was doing my video. I stepped into the chat because I said, listen, we like you. I love Mother and Gun. I love a lot of the work you've done with Benny the Butcher, Conway, and others. I like the whole upstate movement, Griselda. We don't need upstate New York in the city having a problem. But 38 Spesh is a grown man. And when he decided it was on and popping, he decided to make this diss record. But in my video, I said, listen, my guy, this is not how you get the respect from a guy you clearly admire. You clearly feel a way. You like Jadakiss. Let's just be honest. You like Fat Joe. You like these guys because first of all, why wouldn't you? You've never had a problem with them before, and you were trying to pay to get a verse from them. I said, listen, this can still be resolved. We saw what happened when Conway had an issue with Funk Master Flex, right? Remember that issue? That almost caused some friction between upstate and the city, right? I told you, these guys are like cousins, gang. These guys are like long-lost family, and when they come to the city, they want to get love and respect. And for the most part, they do. But we don't need them coming to the city and clashing when they get there. I said, Spesh, listen, my guy, you doing your thing. But the only thing that can stop you right now is you. And you can let your ego get in the way. You can go to that city, you can be tough, and you can say, where the militia, this, that, and the third. They don't got to get you today, they don't got to get you tomorrow. Nobody got to get nobody. But end of the day, you are really hanging your hat on being independent. What happens with independent guys and guys with a record deal? They need fans. So right now, it don't matter if you go with 100 goons, 200 goons, 1,000 goons up to the city, you run all over you kick the buildings down, you stomp on all the cars, you do this, that, and the third when you get there. None of that matters if all the fans that used to like Jada stop liking you. That's the first thing. You have not built the fan base of Jay. Half of his fans that like you, they can pull away that love right now. And what I warned in that video is starting to happen. You drop that video. I'm talking to 38 Spesh. I like this guy. I told you in the last video. I'm talking me and you. This some man-to-man shit. You drop this record, right? Fool's Mate. You dropped the diss record. You got Jim. You got Jada. You threw some shots at Jada and Joe. And whoever else, this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, now you got exactly what I said was going to happen. Because you dropped a decent record, you had some decent bars in there, but guess what they doing online? I said what they gonna do online is say it's mid, it's trash, it don't even matter because they like Jada. I said there's nothing you can write on that paper to remove Jada's legacy. I said listen, 38, I know you feel away. Your ego is in here at this point. A little bit of arrogance. Let's be honest. You're feeling big bone and brolic, and you want to show the world you ain't no punk. Well, first things first, this ain't about being no punk. You came out against Jada, and it wasn't vice versa, my G. Jada was minding his business on the podcast. You came out and said he got bodied and he ducking me. That was never ever Jada. At that point, you started to be a bully because you wouldn't let it go. You went up the bag fuel twice, right? You start talking about these dudes are too old. I really sold drugs, this, that, and the third. First of all, ain't no time limit on telling your story. So if my story, your story, anybody's story includes some time where some drugs was dealt and sold, it's nobody to tell them they can't tell the story. They can't ever be too old for it because niggas still doing it, right? If you a real drug dealer like you say you are, it's a lot of motherfuckers in their 50s still coming to get them drugs. When you see the niggas coming to get the drugs, do you tell them you too old to buy these drugs? So why you telling niggas they too old to rap about it? What I'm trying to say is it's all fair game in hip hop. We rap about things we live. We rapped about things in the streets. These are our life stories, and it ain't no age limit on telling it. So right there, that was already something that was it kind of was discombobulated. It didn't really hit like it would. And what I told you people was going to start doing was they're going to start pulling away, retracting that love that you started to accumulate over these last 10 years. Just going to be honest. First thing they start doing was saying the track is trash. Okay? It's not a trash track. But what it is 38 Spesh, not a battle rapper. He's not a battle rapper. So he don't know how to turn it up and turn it down. He don't know how to do that because that's not his lane. He's not a battle rapper. It's obvious. So when you're going to get some bars and you want to throw them at Chrissy and Jim Jones and this, that, and the third, it take a different kind of zone. He's not in that zone for that. But it's still a good record. To me, they had the bars, it did what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be disrespectful. But there's nothing he could write to disrespect Jadakiss, my guy. Yeah, you're going to hit Jim Jones all up in the head, this, that, and the third. You're not there. It's nothing in your pen you ever going to disrespect this man. I try to tell you that. So you can write 5 more diss records against Jada. You can have your mans write 5 diss records against the whole city could write diss records against Jada. It's gonna all go under the radar. Everybody gonna say it's whack. It's no reason to come against a man whose legacy is set in stone. So you're fighting a battle you can't win. I said that in the last video. I said what you need to do is do what Conway and Funk Flex did. They resolved it. They had an issue. Conway and Funk Flex had a back and forth. He was really tight with Flex. Let's just be honest. We're not going to act like he wasn't. Oh, yeah. Conway had a problem with Flex. I guess they got on the phone. Somebody got in the middle. I don't know what happened. But somehow, some way, they resolved it. He went up to the station, which is all he wanted in the first place. That's all Conway wanted was to go up to the station. Everybody want to get bombs dropped on their song. And everybody want to get a freestyle from Flex. They want to get that moment with Flex covering his face and like, oh my, every real rapper, let's just be honest. You even saw Tyler, the Creator, went up there to get the reactions from Flex. So every real rapper wants to get those Flex reactions. Conway wanted his turn. Flex was taking that away from him by being petty. But at the end of the day, they talked it out, they hashed it out, and voila. Conway ended up there sitting beside Flex, getting his love. That's all he wanted. That's all 38 really wanted. He really just wanted a Jada verse. But now we got him beefing with Fat Joe, Khaled. He beefing with Jada. He beefing with Jim Jones. All these threats, all these green lights. And when my little man see you, this, that, and the third, he ran up to Summer Jam, performed, right? Which is crazy that he went up to New York and did that, just making it worse, gang. And I get it. So let me look at it from 38 Spesh side. Let me be fair, honest, and balanced. I know what's going on. 38 from the street. He an older gentleman. He earned his way. He didn't beg nobody for nothing. He made his money. He had to do certain things on these streets to get the rep that he got. I understand all that. So he's not coming in here playing with you. He's not going to fall for no banana in the tailpipe or no kind of disrespect. And I respect that. I really do, 38. I understand what you're trying to say. I understand what you're doing. I've been there, done it. I'm from the same place as you. But I'm also being from the same place as you and being older than you, young guy. I'm trying to tell you some shit. All of that sound good until it don't. Now, even if, let's just say nothing happens to you on the streets. Let's say you're guarded up. You got your armor and shield everywhere you go. Nothing ever happens to you for the next 10 years. But the only problem is you're now going to be looked at sideways. Gang, I'm going to say a word that some people are starting to relate. They're starting to call you a hater, starting to call you a clout chaser. You never was looked like that before. It doesn't matter if the streets get to you, if somebody come and run down on you. You might never have no problem in the street. But once them fans start to say something's up with 38, that's where the real problem is. Maybe you don't care. I understand. I know I know niggas like this. I know what he's saying as I'm talking. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I understand that, but I'm still gonna say what I gotta say. I know how niggas think. He probably don't care about none of this I'm telling him, but I'm gonna say it anyway. What you need to do, my guy, at this point, we heard you. You said what you said. You did your diss records, this, that, and the third. Ain't no coming back, because I think Jim Jones probably ain't really no way to go back with this, because you talked about his girl, okay? That's going to be a problem forever. But end of the day, this thing with Jada, this is a light jab. This could be something talked out. It doesn't need to escalate. I see what 38's doing, though. He's taking this. He's making this into a moment. Now they got memes. He going live and talking about where are the where's the militia, where's the landmines, this, that, and the third, because Fat Joe sent some light threats out there, and he heard them. So I understand that you're a man and you feel a certain way, then you're going to talk your shit too. You're going to protect yourself, and you're using this as a viral moment. They've all admitted to using viral moments. So I guess he's looking at it, why can't I? But at the end of the day, this will sour you with the fans, right? I gave you an example, Troy Ave. Troy Ave right now, name out here, gang, I'm going to be honest, Troy Ave name Mud. His name is Mud because he turned off a lot of them fans of Joey Badass Capital Steez. A lot of fans that used to be cool with him, they're not rocking with him at all. And they literally don't like him. They hate him. And every time he does something, they're in the comments tearing him up. What you used to be, it used to be indifferent. People liked you, or they didn't know you, or they was like, he's cool. Now it's going to be straight hate in the comments over this. And I get it. I know what they're going to say. I don't care about that. I don't give a fuck about the internet. But you should. Right now, you're in the music business. Ain't the street business, gang. Ain't the street business. Oh, yeah, in the streets, you got to act tough. Make sure niggas don't bark down on you. Yeah, let them know, nigga, we pack it. We doing this, that, and the third. We moving accordingly. That's the street business. Sound real good in the street. Yeah. Okay, the street, okay. We put over here in the music business. Oh, yeah, it's going to be a lot of features that won't come through no more because you disrespected Jada. Okay? It's going to be producers that won't work with you because you disrespected Jada. It's going to be a lot of behind-the-scenes things that you could have got, little looks you could have got that not going to come no more. Right? And I'm going to keep reiterating because I need niggas to know. I know he probably somewhere like, I don't care about none of that fake shit, da-da-da. But you should. You should. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you got the wherewithal to go up to a podcast, that means you know how this game is played. Point blank, period. You know this game is played that way. You know your public image and getting your word out, getting your message out is how the game is played. If you know that, then you know that that's important, how you look to these fans. And when you start dividing the fans up over something like this that didn't even need to go this far. This could have been a ha-ha, he-he. I said, listen, this could stop right here. Sound like everybody was still in good spirits. Even when Jim Jones said, I'm going to get my little man, I'm going to get him to bark on you. He going to run down on you. You ain't work. He still was in good spirits. But now this record might have took things too far. Might have went to another level. Now, none of them want to, listen, I know. Don't matter if they like it or not. I'm just trying to tell you, they attached to a lot of names in this business, gang. Okay? Now, yeah, when you young and brash and you don't give a fuck, that's cool. That's one thing. You 27, 29, you don't care? Okay, that's one thing. When we 41, we got artists of our own, we got own labels. this little moment might work out for you for the short run, but at the end of the day, your next artist gonna need to go somewhere. The artist after that gonna need to go somewhere. At some point, if this don't die down and get worse, it's gonna be hard for other people to move around. Okay, so the thing is, yes, you hold your own. You have your team ready. You ready for what? And this is a viral moment. It's worth every penny. Can't buy this kind of promo. And a lot of people heard of you that never heard of you before. But what they saying though? Right? Instead of just like Styles P said, never strive for attention. It's never a good look. Let your work speak for itself. And if it hasn't spoken loud enough, work harder. That's Styles P, who was Jadakiss's right-hand man. He didn't disrespect, right? But the people took it this kind of way, this, that, and the third. I saw Jada in the comments. I saw 38 Spesh in the comments. There's a whole lot of stuff going back and forth, right? Who comments was they in? Jada wrote something and then Spesh wrote something. It's a lot of stuff going back and forth, and they still kind of toying with each other and making things whatever, this, that, and the third. But end of the day, I feel like on some grown man stuff, we've gone too far for you to take any more swipes at Jada, because for one, if he don't respond, it's gonna look even worse. Right? And if he do respond, it's gonna be a lot of oohs and ahs. He gonna beat you before he ever finished the verse. Right? And I know, like I said, I'm going to keep saying it. I like 38, and I know he don't care what Jada says, this, that, and the third, but you should. At this point, you got enough promo. You don't need another back and forth war, and you damn sure don't need to be dragging a whole lot of other people in it, which is what's happening. Right? They talking about this guy, that guy. Now it's all kind of diss records, which is fine. We got to say, we loved it when Joey Badass did it, and everybody jumped out the woodwork, this, that, and the third, right? But that one didn't seem like it was going to go nowhere. It didn't seem like somebody was going to get hurt behind the Joey Badass, Ray Vaughn, Daylight. It didn't seem like there was going to be on site, people was going to be fighting. These guys really knew each other for years, right? Most of them already was friends, right? Ab-Soul ended up supposed to go on tour with Joey Badass. Daylight and Joey Badass already knew each other. It didn't seem like this. This seemed like this going to get really bad in the streets. That's what this seemed like. So this not a friendly fade. This ain't a friendly battle. So I feel like if you really gonna go to war, it should be worth it. I don't think what we're beefing about. You don't have no animosity to Jadakiss. You like Jadakiss. That's why we're here. So I really don't understand how this is getting to a point where you're antagonizing, talking about, yo, where the militia, this, not that, which is funny, right? We all gonna laugh at stuff like that. But what happens if they do go down there? What happens if you guys are meet up somewhere? Like, it needs to be a real purpose for guys to have this kind of energy going back and forth, and it could get real ugly in the streets. This ain't a real purpose, my guy. That's all I'm trying to say. You wanted the verse, didn't give it to you. This, that, and the third. Now we here where somebody might get hurt. Right? It's right now, it's people probably on phone calls right now trying to figure out how to get to other people. Gang is probably getting real bad right now. Right? And anything can happen in the streets, but as a boss, you are a boss, and you are commander-in-chief. You move pieces around like chess. You should be making sure that the chess game being played is worth it. I don't think this game is worth it because, yeah, like I said, nothing may not happen physically, but at the end of the day, your legacy is going to be tarnished. Now you're going to be looked back as the dude that attacked Jadakiss for no reason. Let's just be honest. Even if nothing physical happens in the streets, now you're going to have people coming out saying you trash. And you're not trash. But now, right now, they got a whole lot of, they making memes talking about how you rap this, that, and the third. It's getting crazy. And what they're going to do, we've seen how this stuff gets parasocial. They're not going to let up now. It's going to be everything you drop now going to have an asterisk, and they're going to be saying this, that, and the third. It's going to be people openly campaigning against you when you don't really deserve it. Right? You didn't deserve it before this. Now people looking at it like, oh, homeboy think he like that, this, that, and the third. Now it's going to be, it's showtime. It's whatever's clever. And my opinion is, you way too talented. You way too talented to be in a situation like this. I'm just going to be honest. So, end of the day, I'm going to leave it at this. All of this stuff at some point is a facade, because the real issue is, let's keep it a buck, man. This between me and you. Your emotions got in this. Your emotions got in this. And when Jim Jones spoke out of turn and these other guys said these little lines, these are jabs. You came with a full-on record talking about everybody's business and this, that, and the third, which is whatever. This is how you can't tell a rapper how to respond. And for the moment, we love a good battle, but it seemed like it's just getting out of hand, gang. That's all I'm saying. It seemed like it's getting out of hand. It seemed like now people are getting silent. They starting to let little men say all kind of stuff they're going to do to you, this, that, and the third. Now it's starting to seem like somebody might try to make a name for themselves. We too old. Battling is one thing. Yes, we're going to battle. We're still going to do our job out here as rappers and protect our name and our brand. But I think at some point, when you move on a legendary a rapper like Jadakiss been rapping 30 years. When you move on a legend, it needs to be for a purpose. It shouldn't be because you didn't get the verse you wanted. That's not a good reason to go against Jadakiss. And you can't win, gang. No matter what you write on that paper, you'll never beat him. Right? Just like the universe. The universe is infinite. The universe is always expanding, always growing. You can't stop the universe. You can't stop this guy. You can hold your own and you can try to get some brownie points, but for the most part, the culture is not going to respect this. I'm going to be honest with you. I ain't got nothing else to say, man. Listen, 38, you a good dude when it comes to these verses. We respect what you got going on. Chef's kiss to what you doing, but you can't win this fight. You won't win it. There's no scenario. Like Doctor Strange, when he was in Avengers Endgame, he ran millions of scenarios trying to find how they could beat Thanos. There's no way you beat this guy. There's no way. There ain't a record. There ain't a beat. There ain't a song. There ain't no way you beat him. He's too heavy in this game. You can't beat him, right? Like Rocky, you can't win. You cannot win, my G. So you need to start planning some type of alternative. You can fight. You can't win. It's just going to get worse and worse and worse till people really start turning on you, and it's going to be tough for you. Right? We'll see what happens, man. Listen, I'm out of here, man. Listen, CLBMG, head on over. Salute the Spesh, salute the Jada, salute the Jim Jones, salute to everybody involved, right? This is just another day in the life of a rapper, and sometimes somebody need to just say something that's going to have a little common sense with the whole situation. A lot of people be egging on stuff like this. A lot of people want it to happen. They want it to go down. Because a lot of people don't have nothing else going on in their life. They don't have no real family. They don't have no kids. They ain't really got nothing to lose. So a lot of people egg on shit like this. Not me. Not me. I'm not going to egg on two grown-ass men out here beefing and doing all this nonsense. No, I'm not going to do that. All right, man, listen. Head on over to black-yeti.com. Let them know who sent you. They ship all over the continental U.S., all right? New music alert, man. My guy, 4 Hours Ugly Professor, he just dropped a new album, right? Let me get the album right. It's called Addition by Subtraction. I'm on there. If you watch my intro show, if you watch the show, the This, That, and the Third Morning Show, there's an intro song on there. That is on this album. If you want to hear the full, people like, Charles, I need the full album, the full song. If you want the full song, the whole album, Addition by Subtraction, 4 Hours Ugly Professor, that is on all streaming platforms right now. The song that in question is track number 3, Riggs and Murtaugh. Go check that out, man. Listen, I got a Patreon account. It's free. You can sign up for free. I do exclusive stuff on the Patreon. All right, new merch, the This, That, and the Third merch. Okay, every morning, 8 a.m., Monday through Friday, we got the This, That, and the Third morning show. Lock in. Most of you guys already tapping in, but everybody else that's not tapping in, tap in, man. Listen, the What Show's coming back. We'll be back real soon. Me, TJ, and Flares. We waiting. We got something going on. We just working, man. Got a new video coming. Listen, man, I ain't got nothing else to say about this. I'm out of here, man. I'm going to catch y'all on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine.
Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.
Get my coat, get my sheepskin, grab my wallet, get my pocket knife, and get that hat right there. We out. Grab my pocket knife too. Let's go. When I first came to the city, niggas didn't believe me. I just wanted to join a team and throw assist pass easily. 6 man off the bench, alley-oop pass freely. Suit up for one game and hope a scout might see me. But nah, niggas is greedy, wasn't rocking with him. Unplugged the scoreboard, put a lock on the gym. Told me to power forward, point guard at the rim. And left me with no center and a ball full of phlegm. not knowing that I'm a dog, a Rottweiler within, with the heart of a pit bull that don't bark for pretend. My bites cut deep, break the bone and the skin, with the level of hustlenomics you do not comprehend. So first I took a block down on the west side end, and then secured a spot with some goons and some kin, and then sent out some flyers, let the games begin. And in 6 months time, the city like that's him. Oh yeah, he the one that moved the hustle to the verbs. And yeah, he the one that knocked the hustlers off the curb. And yeah, he the one that set up shop without a word. And he the one that got it cracking, and all he did was rapping by the Hooters. I kept killers from being shooters. Put a mic in a thug's hand, now he loyal like Pats fans. Take a man off the streets past the needles and crack cans. Promise mama to keep him safe, then put some food in his face, and he'll kill for you. But I don't need him for that. Click like, click share, tell them bitches we back. Share the whole location, tell them niggas where we at. Cause we out here, we ain't the cheese, we the trap.